Let's talk about Race V4. But first, let's look at the visuals of the Race Awakening, just in case you haven't seen them yet. Spoiler alert, what you're gonna see is hella awesome. You might wet your pants. Cool, right? Now let's start to where it all began.
Yo! I'm sad. Can you go disrespect Rip Indra for me? I need him to pop his run so we can finish update 15. Let us begin.
Now I don't know why it's a good idea to piss off Rip Indra like that. I guess that's King Redhead for you. They now start to battle each other where King Redhead got defeated. Well, I told you it's a bad idea. Now we know that Indra won and grabbed King Redhead to the third sea where we are set to help and find ways release King Redhead, hence the puzzle begins. This is where the body of King Redhead, we can tell because we can see the parts of the body petrified here. Before we continue, I am giving away perm fruit to one of you guys, so make sure you give this video a like and also subscribe. Now let's continue. By defeating Indra, some of his memory is recovered and we can now talk to him.
So you found some of my memory fragments from defeating that monster. It also appears that you tapped into a small fraction of his ability to travel through space-time. A powerful yet annoying technique from ancient times. Long time ago, the Rip family and the Red Legend clashed many times. In order to fight with their teleportation ability, we had to come up with a very young technique. This technique allowed us to forget our limits, however, it wasn't easy to learn.
We are told to check the Great Tree where we can find the NPC that will lead us to the Temple of Time. Notice that we have heard the word ancient lots of times.
So it was the Temple of Time that I felt. That place may hold the key to the greater power. But you must undergo a trial to grab hold of it. Powers involved in time always work best under the light of a full moon. Perhaps one day we'll get our revenge on that monster.
At this very moment, Blox Fruits has witnessed the rise of a new era.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
This made players crazy for finding the V4. Players searched far and wide and called and got nothing. But then we got hackers. They hack into the game and they can see some datas. This, for example, is the trials of each race. They have already located where it can spawn when we walk through the doors from the Temple of Time. They also discovered some new item, the gears, which in the time the function is unknown. They made a theory that to open the lever you must have 600 mastery on God, Human, and Mirror Fractal. And they also say that there's a hidden door at Mirage at full moon, which at that time we thought is a funny theory. But then admins released a clue, and somehow we needed Mirror Fractal and Mirage at full moon to find this new item, the gear. They may have thought of that because maybe they found those items somewhere in the data in-game, but they could not exactly discover how to use them. Like they know the existence of the gear, but they did not know that it's the one needed for the lever. So the Mirror Fractal, Mirage, and the gear became true. Then what about the God Human? While I also believe that the mastery or the fighting style itself is not the one relevant to this puzzle, but maybe the hackers saw something relating to God Human. Now look at the NPC where we can learn God Human from. Does it looks familiar? That's right. This guy is also from ancient times. You think that it's just a coincidence that this NPC is released at the same time with the Temple of Time. Also, if you notice, we have the Ancient One and the Ancient Clock inside Temple of Time. And also remember that this NPC also lives inside of a big tree, which is also kinda reference to where we can find the Temple of Time at the Great Tree. This next NPC is also kinda sus. You think you can guess who it is? If you guessed Aaron, you're right. This NPC also has the memory of the fight from Indra and Redhead. The question is how, and why does she wear the same accessory from Indra? If you remember, we also have some NPC who wears the same. He also is relevant for operating your race. It's this guy, Aaron. So what is Aaron doing here? I don't think it's a coincidence that she got amnesia in this place where King Redhead was also sealed and his memory fragments are scattered. I also don't think there's relevance on just showing the flashback to us. I really believe there is more into her. Now you might wonder that it might be impossible that the devs would use NPC like this. But remember that we got a similar situation happen before. Let me show you. King Redhead was just staying here. If you talk to him while you haven't beaten Swan yet, It won't trigger the event, but watch what happens when we beat Swan. Do you see? It says secret NPC unlocked, and now we can trigger the event. So we might find a way to trigger the event so we can make progress. I'm also be giving away free perm fruit to one of the lucky subscribers, so don't forget to press subscribe.